Hey guys, welcome back.
I put a spell on you.
Alright, so we got my cute little rabbit cat ears. Hold my hair back, and hi. I haven't seen you in a while. I haven't sat down and filmed in what feels like a really long time. I feel like I've just been off my game lately. I've been sick again, and then I got a stomach bug, and it was just like I thought I was gonna die. I'm like the most dramatic person and have issues with like I don't know. When I get sick, I'm like survival mode. And so anyway, sorry, I missed you guys. I'm excited to be back. And today we are going to film a Halloween costume makeup video. So I love Halloween. I love getting dressed up. Even if I'm just going trick-or-treating with my kids, like I still like to do some sort of theme and dress up in costume. I think it's just fun. And this year we actually are going to a Halloween party and we are going trick-or-treating with the kids. And I didn't want to buy two separate costumes, so I'm making it work for both. I also know that plus size costumes can sometimes be really intimidating because it's either like you wear like a really small ill-fitting costume from the Halloween store that like is trying to be sexy but really is just made for intentionally small women, or you like play the funny joke costume, and which is nothing wrong with either of those, but sometimes it's nice to still feel pretty and still feel like wholesome but also still look good, and just like, especially like for me, I want to be able to take my kids trick-or-treating in the same costume as well as go to an adult gathering Halloween party. So I'll go and be Minnie Mouse. Now that may not be the most adult costume I could have picked, but it's perfect because my kids love Minnie Mouse, so it's perfect for that. But also I just think it's a really cute costume, and I think it's really easy. And sorry, I'm opening my new Carmex. I think it's really easy, but I also think that it's like cute, and you can still kind of look kind of scrumptious, you know what I'm saying? That was a weird way to describe that, sorry. So let's just start and get ready and do this thing, huh? So although I live in Texas and it's still blazing hot outside, last year was freezing on Halloween, and I know in a lot of places it definitely gets chilly, so making sure you have a good moisturizer is always key all times of the year. But I feel like definitely in the winter months, and if you're gonna be outside trick-or-treating with your kids or going to a Halloween party or something, you want to look nice and fresh and not like dry and flaky, as well as because a lot of like Halloween makeup and face paint can sometimes really dry out your skin, so you want to make sure your base is really nice and moisturized and hydrated. Okay, so I'm taking some of my LA Girl Pro Conceal in the color Porcelain, and we're just gonna pop this all over the lid. I like to always do my eyes first. It allows me to be sloppy and messy and not worry about any fallout on my face. So we're gonna do that first. And I like concealer for my eyeshadow, especially for something like Halloween where you really want colors to pop and stand out. Now this look I'm doing is super easy. I feel like it's not even fair to call it a Halloween look because it's so easy. That being said, I love more extensive Halloween looks, but I'm not the best at them. I don't have a lot of time for that stuff either. So I want something that would be easy for everybody and didn't have to take a lot of time, but still allowed you to feel pretty and girly and non-scary if you didn't want to go that route. Okay, number one tip too, as well, with basically any sort of liquids you're putting on your face, especially on Halloween, is to set everything with a powder. So I'm just setting down that eye area to start with an evenly clean base. For this look, Minnie doesn't obviously have like crazy extensive eyeshadow, so it's really kind of up to you what you want to do. I'm gonna stick more like old Hollywood glam with some soft browns, maybe a little bit of a shimmer. Nothing too crazy because we're gonna have a big bold red lip and big lashes, and we just want to tone the eyes down a little bit. But if you want to go crazy, totally do you. So for this look, I'm gonna use some of my Makeup Geek eyeshadows that I love and are tried and true, along with my Naked Basics palette. But basically, these are just easily dupable shadows. We're just using a lot of just basic neutrals to create that look. I'm going to jump into the color Venus real quickly, which is just a really pretty kind of, it's not really shimmery, but it has a nice kind of like pearlescence to it, a sheen, which I like to get the started off. Okay, then I'm gonna jump into Beaches and Cream by Makeup Geek, which is just a literal skin tone color. It's a little bit deeper than my actual skin tone and a bit peachier, so it does give a little bit of a transition, but isn't intense. You really just want to build everything up into the crease right now and create definition into your eye. So we're just going to fluff that bad boy into the crease. I'm actually going to start going straight into the lid work before I add any more crease tones, and I'm going to take Shimma Shimma from Makeup Geek, which is this really just you can obviously tell I like it. It's just this beautiful light vanilla-y pearl shade that has a really beautiful shimmer to it, and we're going to pop that all over the lid and into that inner corner. I want my eyes to be shimmery and glowy, full of life, pizzazz. We're also going to take Starry Eyed, which is also from Makeup Geek. This is a foiled eyeshadow, so it does work best on your finger or definitely wet. We are going to apply it with a brush first, and then we will come back later at the end and top it off with our finger. Okay, back into the eyes. I'm going to take a little bit of Walk of Shame, W-O-S, and a little bit of Naked 2 and mix those together. Walk of Shame may definitely be more flesh toned or really too light for some of you if you have deeper skin tones. For me, it does show up a bit darker because, like I said before, I'm Casper. And then Naked 2 is pretty nice ashy light brown as well. So we're just going to mix a little bit of those two together and buff that into the crease now. Now you guys know that I like a nice warm look, so I am going to take a little bit of Cocoa Bear from Makeup Geek as well. This is just a really rich, warm cocoa color. It looks as if you kind of spilt out cocoa powder all over the counter. It's beautiful. It's one of my favorites. We're just going to add that also into the crease just to add a little bit more warmth. But if you like to keep it more cool toned, you go right ahead. I just like a lot of warm. Okay, next I'm taking a little bit of Bitten by Makeup Geek, which is a really beautiful kind of oxblood cranberry color. It's not coming off as well as it looks in person. It's really beautiful, really great for the fall. And I'm actually taking that and I'm using a flat kind of shader brush, but you really just want anything that you can use as well defined. And I'm dipping it very lightly into that color, and I'm just lining right where my lid crease is. I'm not going above or below. I'm lining right precisely on that crease because I want like a pretty dramatic definition, kind of a cut crease look. And not going all the way to the inner corner. I'm just going back and forth. Kind of blend it out and soften it without blending it too much onto the lid or too much into those other browns. Okay, so that is what we have so far. A pretty dramatic kind of like cut crease kind of vibe. I think it'll look really pretty with the lashes kind of flutter up to the top. Like I said before, we are going to take another shimmery shade and add it on top of that. I'm trying to decide if I want to put Starry Eyed back up top or if I want to do, yeah, we'll do Starry Eyed. So I'm actually going to apply Starry Eyed with my finger, which was that shimmery shade, and I'm just going to pat it onto the lid. Try not to get it up too high into those browns, but just enough to kind of pop. And then we'll blend it out very lightly. Then I'm going to go back in with my brush and just kind of blend out the crease a tiny bit. Try not to blend that bit and shade too much, but just kind of meet where that starry-eyed is on the lid. There we go. Now we're just going to clean up underneath the eye, and we'll get started on the face. So my next step is something that's super important, and that is priming. You always want to prime your skin, and I am using Baby Skin by Maybelline. Now, I've said this before, this isn't marketed as a primer. It's not going to help the longevity of your makeup, but it is going to help kind of smooth out your skin and your pores, which is what I'm looking for. However, if you're oily, look for something that's oil controlling. If you are super dry, maybe you want something hydrating, but your primer, your moisturizers, all those things are going to be super important on your skin and how the resulting makeup is going to look, as well as how long it's going to last. I definitely recommend a primer if you're doing somebody else's makeup for Halloween or something like that, to help the makeup last as long as it can and not be chipping and kicking and coming off. You want to keep it kind of glued on as best as you can. So for foundation, as of late, I have been super obsessed with the Milani Conceal and Perfect. This came out a couple years ago and was like all the rage, and I really wanted to love it at the time, and I really loved the formula and everything about it, but the color selection was atrocious. There was very few colors. They were really yellow and orangey, nothing light enough for me, and just the color selection was terrible. So, but recently I realized, no one had talked about this, at least that I had seen, but they brought out more colors, and I was so excited. So the original color was 01 Creamy Vanilla, and let me tell you, this is like someone who's been in freaking Cabo for like a month. This is 00A Porcelain, and you can definitely see the difference. So I do mix these right now because I have a titch of a self tanner on, barely any, but these are amazing because they are super duper full coverage. They're really thick. To me, they kind of make me feel like a glue. So if any of these things don't sound like something you would like on your face, maybe not use these. But to be honest, like, I think they give such a pretty finish to the face. They don't look really heavy, even if they maybe feel a little bit heavy, but they last forever. They last literally all day. If you have a big event coming up, if you have something going on with the holidays, if you're getting married, let me tell you, don't knock it, my friends. Don't knock it. So I'm just taking a little bit of both, kind of mixing it together. Like I can show you, it's almost like moussey. It's not, it's super thick, but it's great, and it's super cheap at the drugstore. I think it's like $8 at Walmart, so totally check it out if you haven't. I love drugstore foundation, and this one is just the same for me. Now let me also say, I feel like it does oxidize a little bit, and it is a bit yellow. That Creamy Vanilla is definitely more on the yellow tone side, but we're gonna wear it anyway, and we're gonna make it work, just let me say. And I like I said before, I have very yellow lighting, fluorescent-y lighting, that just makes me look way different on camera as well. So trying to fix the lighting situation, but colors may not be exactly as they appear. That's why I try to take you to like the different lightings around my apartment, so you can see how accurate it actually does look. Okay, pretty much painted a mask on my face as I normally do, but for Halloween, you go big or go home, am I right? You want this to last all night, through a Halloween party, bobbing for apples, last through Monster Mash, Thriller. I could keep going. Alright, as you can tell, full coverage. Once again, looks different in person than on camera. Very yellow, but we're gonna fix it. But this thing covers you up like nobody's business. I feel like it does a really good job without emphasizing pores. It's almost so thick it just kind of like layers on. That sounds really bad, but I think it's a really good thing for this type of mascara. So we are going to go in with concealer. I'm going to use the Too Faced Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the color Swan. This is something that I've recently been like trying to fall in love with. And I like it. I like the liquid aspect of it. It's a little more runny than Tarte Shape Tape. But I feel like I just haven't been in love with concealers lately. And I'm kind of falling out of love with Tarte Shape Tape. They're still amazing concealers, don't get me wrong, they get the job done. But I'm missing the radiance of concealers that I used to have. Like, I used to love radiant concealers that like had a lot of coverage but also still like brightened and made you look highlighted and happy. Now I feel like they're just so full coverage. I don't know, I just need to start mixing concealers again. Went a little crazy. I do that all the time. Okay, once again, set like nobody's business. We're using Coty Airspun. It's a new one, new fresh jar, nothing like it. Now, this foundation already lasts for a very long time on its own, but I set everything, I never do not. Let me tell you, this stuff will stay. At least it does on me. I've seen really good things from other people's skin types. Mine is definitely normal to dry, but I've heard great things from oily girls, for really dry skin. I just feel like I said before, I feel like it just glides on really well. Like it just kind of it's like another layer. A thick layer, but a layer. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and start with bronzer. Now, like I said, Minnie is kind of hard because she doesn't have a whole lot of details to her face, so it's kind of just making do with what you want, but we're sticking to that like old Hollywood glamour type of vibe. I'm actually going to take a Tokidoki bronzer that I've had for way too long, but it's super great. It's called Diavolina. I really like this bronzer, but just any bronzer will do. I got my Too Faced Sweet Tea in here, my Cosmetics Ombre bronzer, Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. Whatever bronzer you normally go for, I would go for it. Okay, we're gonna go straight into contour. I'm doing a pretty bold contour and bronze. I really want my face to look really chiseled and almost character-like. You can definitely soften it up if you like to. I'm just going in a little bit extra. I'm taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour kit, and I'm actually just taking a mixture of all 3 contour shades on my Sigma F40 brush. Don't worry, we'll blend everything out. Take it across the temples. I'm actually going to go into my Anastasia Glow Kit. This is the Sugar Kit. And we're going to take a mixture of Starburst and Marshmallow. And we're going to highlight with these. Now, if you want to keep it pretty character based, I wouldn't necessarily highlight, but if you do want to add a little bit more glow to it, if you don't want to look so flat, then go ahead and add a little bit of highlighting powder. I want a little bit of something. Got the glow in. Okay, now we're gonna add some blush. I think Minnie has like this really cute little sweet like girly innocence with her of just being kind of like flirty and cute, so I want to do some nice rosy cheeks. So I'm going to take the Sephora Winter Flush blush palette. This came with 4 different blush colors. This is super similar to the Anastasia blush kit that came out as well. I don't think they have this one. This was a holiday thing. I want to say they still have the Anastasia one, but they may not. But I mean, nothing too earth-shattering with colors here, just some mauves and some darker plummy colors, some brighter pinks. We're just going to mix a bunch of different blushes together and go with it. You know me, I like my blush. I'm just going to keep building up to where I want it to be. I want like really cute rosy pink cheeks, but I think I'm going to add a little bit of more of a glow. So I'm going to take Bahama Mama Benefit Blush, which is one of my very favorites of all time. And we're gonna add this. This has a bit more of a glow shimmer to it. I am gonna go in and bake the contour area right underneath it to get a very clean, sharp edge. And we're gonna move on. For my brows, I'm being super basic and taking my NYX Brow Mascara in Blonde and at least just brushing the strays up and out of the way. And that's about good with that. Okay, next we're gonna move on to false lashes. I know that some of you may not want to do false lashes. It may not be something that you're interested in or like to do or don't have enough time to do. So skip the step if you totally want to. But first, I am going to apply my mascara. I like to apply my mascara first. And this is the Superhero It Cosmetics mascara. It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. By far the best mascara I've ever used in my life. And I am like really picky with mascaras. This is so good of lengthening and just volumizing your mascaras. It is super hyped and I decided to give it a try because I wanted to see why. Totally worth the hype, friends. Totally worth it. Anyway, I'm just gonna curl my lashes really quick with my Tarte eyelash curler. Alright, for the bottom lashes, I'm actually going to take my Dior Show mascara. I will say that the Superhero is so intense that it can be a little too much on the bottom lashes. So I am just going to take a little bit of my Dior Show. Alright, so got my lashes on. If you're wondering what lashes I use, they're the Salon Perfect 614 lashes. They're beautiful, but they are definitely a statement. If you are not comfortable with wearing lashes, or if you, they are bold. Let me just say, if you can't tell, like, they are intense, but they're beautiful. So, I think that they're really fun and they give me like a little Minnie-esque vibe to me. Okay, so now let's get into the actual like mousifying. I will suggest using like a liquid liner, an eyeliner, or some sort of black base paint. You do want something that's going to stay. So if you have a liner that's like really creamy, sometimes it can smudge and run and you're not going to want that. So you're going to want something that's going to definitely stay the longevity. I'm just using this new Wet n Wild Mega Liner liquid liner in black. It is smudge proof, dries fast, liquid liner, and stays put. So we will put that to the test, but it was super inexpensive. For me, I want to create like a little heart shape on my nose. You can totally go with more of like a rounded nose. I noticed that Minnie kind of has her nose coming off like a mouse's nose, but it's like the little black ball on the end is like the little tip. So that's kind of what we're gonna go for. It's just a kind of a little itty bitty tip on our nose. Now I'm gonna get started. Woo! This is like no going back now. If you mess up, you mess up. Okay, so here's our nose. Definitely a couple things I will say now that I'm just doing this for the first time is I recommend using like a felt tip or at least an eyeliner pencil that is waterproof and pretty smudge proof to at least create the outline and then go in and fill it in. This is great for how opaque and how fast drying it is, but it is a brush tip and there's not a lot of precision or control, but I really like the way how matte it is and how opaque it is. So it's kind of a mixed bag, but you can see it's not completely even or completely rounded, which is what I really wanted, but at least we got this. So I may go back later and touch it up or do something different next time when I try this, but this is what we're going with. Next, we are going to move to lips. I definitely recommend a liquid liner. I'm just using the first one I can find. This is from Jordana. This is in Plush Plum. It's probably going to be actually a little bit too dark, but I'm sure once I get my other colors on top, it won't be a big deal. But we are doing a bold red lip, and you want to keep it from feathering as much as possible. So I want to create a really perfect kind of outline of my lips. So that's what we're going to do. So I definitely recommended using a lip liner first. So now that I have my lips lined, I'm not going to fill them in with this. Like I said, this is a bit too dark, but it is going to help it from feathering, which is my first intention. I'm using my favorite red lip combo, which I've talked to you guys before, and that is MAC Ruby Woo with my NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in Amsterdam. These are my all-time favorite. It lasts forever. It is so pretty. But if you don't like the way these fill in your lips, or you don't have any other, if you want other recommendations, I recommend the Anastasia liquid lip in American Doll, which is a really beautiful bold red as well. This one's a little bit more blue toned, a little bit deeper than the Ruby Woo and Amsterdam. Those are a little bit more vibrant. And if you want more of a glossy lip, if you don't really like matte lips, this is a really great one. This is the Rimmel Show Off Lip Lacquers in Big Bang, and this is a really bold glossy red. It smells so good, so I also recommend these as well. Alright, so for me though, I'm going to take my Ruby Woo and I'm going to kind of line in the lips, fill them in. Because this formula is so dry and it almost acts like a glue stick, it like is really thick, but it just keeps, the lipstick just stays on for so long, and anything you put on top of it just lasts forever. I've used that for so many events, so many weddings that I've gone to, and it's never failed me yet. Alright, so on top I'm just adding Amsterdam and blending all that together. And there we go for lips. So let's dust off our bacon. Been baking for a long time. I want to rosy up my cheeks a little bit more, so I'm taking just Milani's Baked I want to rosy up my cheeks a little bit more, so I'm taking Milani's Baked Blush in Coralina, which is just a really pretty, kind of really bright, vivid coral color. And I'm just focusing this on the apples of my cheeks. I'm going to look really rosy and cute. There we go. The makeup is all done. Now, I did see people adding more like details, making it more three-dimensional by adding a little bit of white in the nose or on the lips. I was worried that I would get it all messed up, so I didn't do that. And I didn't have anything. I have this white eyeshadow base, which is great from NYX, but I didn't know how long lasting it would be. I didn't want to mess it up, so I kept it pretty basic. But if you do want to go add into the details, it totally would be easy to do. There are tons and tons and tons of like makeup looks on Pinterest of mini makeup looks, so if you want to go and reference back to those, you totally can. I'm sorry, I've been looking at the viewfinder this whole time talking to that, not to the camera. So there are tons of reference pictures online if you want to go look to that, but it's really, really easy, and I just think it's like so cute and happy. Like, I just feel so happy. So I am actually now going to show you the whole costume, because I have a really great costume to go with it, and it's perfect for perfect for plus size women, and I love it. So let's go and put that on. Alright, the dress I got on Amazon, it was under $30. I will leave it linked below. I definitely recommend sizing up. You guys know I'm pretty true 16, and I ended up sizing up on this one just in case, and it ended up being definitely perfect size. But if I had gotten my normal size, it would have been too small. In the bust area, there is a little bit of elasticity in the back, but not very much. I don't really feel like it helps a whole lot as far as like the chest goes, so I really don't know why that's there. But other than that, super cute. And I do have a petticoat underneath it to fill it out. You obviously don't have to do that, but if you like the fuller look, the petticoat is also from Amazon. They're super inexpensive on there. You can get one for like $8. And then my Minnie ears are ones that I've had since I was in 8th grade. This is my first Minnie ears when I ever went to Disneyland. The only time I've been to Disneyland. And these were the little ears I got. I am waiting for some ears and little ruffle socks to come in the mail, and I wanted to show those guys to you too, but unfortunately I wanted to get this up and they just weren't coming in enough time. So I probably will change the ears out come actual Halloween time, but for right now these will have to do. So that is the full outfit. Okay, that is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. It would literally mean the world to me if you guys hit that subscribe button and joined our family. We're close to 5,000, and I love reading your comments. I love seeing all your positivity and love. It literally makes my day, especially if I'm struggling or having anxiety. You guys always lift me up. So thank you guys for being so kind consistently and loving and just positive. It makes the world of difference, especially when social media can really bring you down sometimes and leave you just feeling like empty and sad. You guys don't do that, and I'm so thankful for you guys. So I hope this gave you some inspiration and got you in the mood for Halloween. Please leave down below what you guys are doing. If you're going trick-or-treating with your kids, you're going trick-or-treating yourself, you're going to a Halloween party, you're staying in, handing out candy. What are you guys doing for Halloween? I'd love for you to let me know. I always like to find new traditions, so if you have anything fun that you guys do every Halloween, let me know below too, because I like picking up on traditions and doing them with my kids. Yeah, so thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful and happy and safe Halloween, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.
I met a girl on Halloween. Well, she was lost and I was drunk, and it was dark and cold out.